The inside story on the issues that affect you and your community. This is Local 12 Newsmakers.
Good morning and welcome to Local 12 Newsmakers. I'm Dan Hurley. With the opening of the Republican Party convention this week, the presidential election enters its final stage. Thank you. Everyone, candidates, operatives, pollsters, want to know how the women's vote is going to split. That is a question only because of the political fight and turmoil led by suffragettes a century ago, explored in the feature film coming to our region for a special screening. Welcome back. On the eve of the political party conventions, as the campaign enters its final stage, every vote is critical and no group is more important than women voters. That would not have been possible without the determined fight of American suffragettes over the decades in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. That struggle is the focus of Iron-Jawed Angels, a feature film that the League of Women Voters and the Cincinnati World Cinema is screening twice on Saturday, September the 8th at the Carnegie Arts Center in Covington. Here is the exchange between Alice Paul, played by Hilary Swank, and Ben Weissman, played by Patrick Dempsey, about the motivation.
What do you think women are going to do when they vote? Reform politics?
Because we're morally superior? That's a nice fairy tale. I don't have any illusions about women. There's good and bad, just like men.
I don't know what they're going to do with their vote, and I don't care.
Prohibition. Legalized birth control?
It doesn't matter. That's not the point.
What's the point?
We're legitimate citizens. We're taxed without representation. We're not allowed to serve on juries, so we're not tried by our peers. It's unconscionable, not to mention unconstitutional. We don't make the laws, but we have to obey them like children. Do you know the suffrage amendment has only once been voted on in the Senate? But we've got 9 states now. That's 4 million women voters, which means 1/5 of the House, 1/6 of the Senate, and 1/7 of the electoral votes come from suffrage states. You want to know what women can buy with that?
To discuss Iron-Jawed Angels, I am joined this morning by Tim Swallow, the Executive Director of the Cincinnati World Cinema, and Alice Schneider, a volunteer with the League of Women Voters. In both cases, welcome back to Newsmakers. Tim, this is a really dynamic film, and I have to say, you sent me some relatively calm sections of this. Where does the term Iron-Jawed Angels come from?
That was coined by the press to describe the suffragettes who had been picketing, arrested and improperly imprisoned, started a hunger strike, and were forced fed. So it's the forced feeding of raw eggs through a funnel that generated that
and trying
phrase.
to keep their mouths shut,
right,
and to prevent that. And I have to say, that is a dramatic piece of film, and you get that sense of the conflict and what's going on a century ago. But I have to say, Alice, it seems to me that there are echoes. We may be a century past this. At one point, Alice Paul, the character of Alice Paul, she says, well, I don't know who she made the reference to, but so-and-so would have thought, she was being told to be patient, and she said, well, so-and-so would have thought 1912 was the future when things should have come. That's now a century ago, but I hear echoes of the same sort of struggles. It's not over whether women should vote or not, but the place of women in society.
Yes, and there is this is a really fun film for people to watch, and especially for young women and young people, all of us, to watch, because it shows Hilary Swank as a feisty young woman who bucks the establishment to introduce, to say, let's get a constitutional amendment, and it was really quite a struggle. In the history books, it's like women got the vote, and we don't see that struggle.
Tim, you're going to air this, you're going to screen the film twice on September the 8th, and we're going to give people all the technical information about how to make sure they have a chance to get there and see it. But it's not just the film. You're also doing some discussions which explore what this is really about. What are you doing?
Well, first of all, most people think of American history or history in general as being boring and dry.
Some of us don't.
Yeah, indeed, those present. But the really cool thing about this film is the fact that there's contemporary video techniques, there's speed ups, there's slow-mo, there's contemporary music with Sarah McLachlan and Lauryn Hill. So it's designed to appeal to young people, and our whole event is built that way. Before the film screening, we'll have a social hour starting at 3 and again at 6:30. And there will be different sponsors there with exhibits, food, cash bar, pretty much our standard format for showing a film. And then afterwards, Dan, we'll have post-film discussion with some prominent people from the Cincinnati area to dive down into the subject that still plagues our population today, and that's getting people involved and helping them become active. And the purpose here is to let them know what happened and what it took to get them the right to vote. We think the more people who know that, the more they will appreciate the privilege that they do indeed have.
Tim, just before we wind up, the World Cinema, Cincinnati World Cinema, you're looking at this not just for the story, but just the way you talked about it, the character of the film and the way it's put together. This is a film that has won a lot of awards.
Correct. And rarely do you get to see a film that is a drama but also historically accurate. And it was produced by HBO Films, which is very much respected for the quality that they bring. And it has never been screened. It was shown at Sundance to standing ovations, and then basically was on cable television. And now we're bringing it to the big screen in Cincinnati.
And do you, how will it be projected? Will it be film, or is it?
No, it's on a Blu-ray.
It's on a Blu-ray.
Yeah,
okay.
The quality is terrific.
And this is at the Carnegie Center, Art Center
Carnegie
in Covington,
Art Center
on Scott Street. And those people who may not be in touch with it, it's the old public library where decades ago I worked. Briefly.
Well, the way we position is it's 10 blocks from the suspension bridge.
10 blocks from the suspension.
Yeah,
very easy to find.
Yeah.
Very easy to find. And I want to make sure people really do know how to find it. Iron Jawed Angels will be shown on Saturday, September the 8th at 4 and 7:30 in the theater at the Carnegie Arts Center in Covington. Admission is free, but a donation is suggested in the range of $5 for students, $10 or $20 for the general public. To reserve a seat, and you have to reserve a seat, which you may call the Cincinnati World Cinema online, either contact them online at www.cincy.worldcinema.org or call 859-957-3456, and they're open from 9 to 7 on Monday through Saturday. Ticket reservations are not available at the Carnegie or at the League's office. You can't go there and pick them up or anything like that, but you have to reserve. For information about the League of Women Voters, go to their website, lwvca.org, and more importantly, you can access the online version of Smart Voter Guide at smartvoter.org/Ohio/HM, meaning Hamilton County. And this is indispensable this fall to anybody who is eligible to vote. We all live by it. So it's great that it's online and everybody can get to it. So thank you for being here. Good luck with the airing, and thank you for making Newsmakers a part of your Sunday morning.